Yeah.
So to pull up the settings for each input, see these silver pegs here?
Yeah.
So channels 1 through 6, 6 pegs. So let's pick channel 3. Okay. If I want to pull up the settings for channel 3, I flick this peg to the right. In here, this is where we decide for every single track whether we're recording pre-fader or post-fader. That's where we make that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we can also, well, first of all, let me show you. If I were to switch it from pre-fader to post-fader, this knob is an encoder. You can push it in, rotate to select. So, as we always do, I'm going to leave this on ISO pre-fader.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where we change mic versus line versus mic with phantom. Same thing. Push in, choose the setting you want, and I guess this is mic without phantom since it's a lav. And to back out of this screen, you could either hit this button to go back, or you could just flick the same peg.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where the tricky part comes in, and I've had people panic on set because they forget, or maybe they just didn't know, or they missed a class. So if I flick a peg to the left, notice, what do you notice? It didn't pull up the channel settings,
But the lights.
right? But that light came on. So that's a solo. So to the left, it's a solo. To the right, we pull up settings for that channel.
Okay.
So if you're ever wondering, like, why can't I hear anything? Even if you're out of that screen and you see this light blinking, and you're only, let's say, hearing one track, or maybe no tracks at all, and you don't know why, check to see if there are any blinking lights like that. So it's one more time to the left for solo, and that works on any channel. That actually you can solo multiple channels at the same time.
Okay.
Solo 4 at once if you want, or even all 6, which isn't really even a solo. That's just listening to everything.
Yeah.
So left for solos, right for settings. And every input will have a setting screen, so if you know this one, you know them all. Okay? So how about this? Why don't we have our boom set up, we have 2 lavs. This is where our third wireless channel comes into play. You see what I mean? So we have one system just for a lav, one system just for a lav. But with this one, we're actually not using a wire on anyone's body because we're pretending the 664 is a person. And we're sending from the 664 to the camera. So this time we don't need a microphone. This is a pretend microphone kind of thing. So this is a person, this is a mic cable, and we're sending it to the camera. If that helps you think about it that way. Another way to say it is simply, we're just sending a mono scratch track to cam. So the way we would do that is, same procedure really. We would just scan for a new channel, a third and final channel in this setup.
On the receiver?
On the receiver. Actually, I say to camera, but in this case we're sending to a boom up, or to a mix pre, right?
But would we be doing that to the camera as well?
You can.
We
Or
can.
you could just
'Cause
send
we had-
an XLR cable.
Yeah, because there was that one, I think it was last class, we had like an extra one in the camera, and that was, what was that even for? That was just for like safety, was that?
An extra what?
It was an extra receiver or a transmitter, I can't remember which one. But we had that just, and I think I remember it was just for safety. Like,
Right, yeah, for scratch track.
for scratch track, yeah. Okay,
Which
so
is more for sync than sync.
we can plug, like would it be ideal for me to plug an XLR from,
It's one less thing that can go wrong, one less wireless system to set up,
And where-
one less wireless channel in the air.
yeah, so where would that go? Like, would that be just any port that was free? Just plugging into the camera?
With a cable,
Yeah, or would that be on that side?
instead of this,
Instead
it
of
would be
that.
a XLR cable.
Okay, but what if we wanted to do that and we had like, I don't know, like 2-3 mix pre's to do on top of that?
Then you would send one just like this, and you would send the other output hardwired to the camera.
Okay. On the right channel.
on the right channel.
So you could have this for multiple mix pre's, and then this
So
one for the camera.
what I'm trying to say
Sorry.
is this transmits.
Yeah.
Right? So what do these do? Do they receive or they transmit?
They receive the lav.
And what does this do?
It transmits from the mix pre.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see the direction is different.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, microphones are coming in to this device.
Yeah.
This one, microphone or signals are sending out of the device, sending to places. So one of these can send to theoretically infinite receivers.
Okay.
So I could have 100 boom ups with 100 receivers all receiving the same signal, with 100 cameras with 100 receivers all receiving the same signal.
Okay.
And then you could just double that number and keep stacking. But all we would need is one broadcast from one device.
And like regardless, like even for the labs or even for this, like the transmitter is always the one that sets off.
Transmitters always send, receivers always receive.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. All right. Now we can do this.
So while you're doing that, scan for a new channel,
Yeah.
sync it, I'll be back.
It's not mute button.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess it would have to be on the other one, right?
maybe.
No.
There was this one mute setting I found, but we can just.
Okay. It was easy setup.
You will have to send me that recording so I can make a whole
I have
new batch of
so
notes.
many, and then I'll go through them and see what I find important.
I know
and
there's
then,
gonna be so much like blank, like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. And then yeah, send me. I'll take a picture of your notes, and if you have anything updated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I took in class because it's like hard to, like a recording makes more sense because it's hard to keep